Let's go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. You know what I'm talking about. You know I gotta talk about it, baby. That was a smash mouth, grinded out type of a win yesterday for the Michigan Wolverines taking on Penn State. Coined this the Sunday after I'm a little down from my hype train. I'm able to focus on how the game was. You guys, if you keep up with these videos, you know at times when, especially if it's my team, if it's a team I'm a supporter of, I come on and I break down some of the major games and I speak on how it can apply to your business and what you can learn from it, what you can take away from it, how you could take a game, something that some people call a game. I don't call it a game, but some people call this just a game. How you can take something that was meant to just be a game but has turned into a teaching tool, a way of teaching life, a way of molding men, all right, something like that. How you could take something like that and apply it, take lessons from the business world, all right? So the Michigan Wolverines, my goodness. I mean, there was a couple triggers there. There was several triggers watching that game, all right? Not just the colors, all right? So for those of you who don't know, before the White Oak Warriors became the White Oak Warriors, they were the Brick Cheney White Oak Warriors, and we used to wear the Michigan Wolverine uniforms. That's what made me a lifelong Michigan fan, a diehard Michigan fan, is the fact that those were the uniforms we used to wear. And every time I see them on Saturdays, I see the colors. That takes me back to some really pure years. pure football, just some really heartfelt years of my childhood, all right? Thank God I found that program. I'll just say it like that, because if I get on that train, I'll be on here for a couple hours, all right? So we used to wear those same colors, and the trigger for me was seeing those colors, and then what added to it was almost like another trigger, was seeing a black man as a head coach, feeling it, getting emotional, like really grinding out a win. It wasn't no finesse win. It was a grind out, smash mouth football type of a win. And we had a great favorite coach I've ever played for. Best coach I've ever played for. His name is Coach Brian Davis. And what's funny about that whole situation is you take Blake Corum's number 2 and you flip that 2 around. It kind of reminds you of that nightmare, don't it? Anybody that played with me during that time, if you take that 2 that Blake Corum has on his chest, on his jersey, and you flip it around, it kind of reminds you of that nightmare. It kind of reminds you of that Nigerian nightmare where he used to just bang, 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 right through the hole. Ain't ducking, we ain't juking, none of that shit. We coming right at you. We ain't trying to slip tackles or none of that. We putting our head down and bang, dipping on motherfuckers, baby. That was the kind of win. Hey, you hear the dogs barking, right? So one of the reasons he's like that was because of a guy named Coach Brian Davis, and he would preach to us every single practice, Now I was an O-lineman back then, / fullback type of a guy, and he would preach to us. He would talk to us the same way Coach Moore talks to his O-lineman. It's a former O-lineman. He would say, "Look, 4 yards in a cloud of dust, baby. 4 yards in a cloud of dust." Now, for those of you who do not know what that means you take the little 4-yard gains. You take the little 4-yard gains, just like in your business. You take the calls. You take the little business. You take the little sales. You take the little things that are going to just move you in the right direction. You keep pounding the pavement to make those little wins, create those little wins, and eventually you crack one. Eventually you pop one. Eventually, just like you saw yesterday, you will get the big sale. You will get that big touchdown, but you got to stick to the running game. You got to stick to the tools. You got to stick to the foundation. You got to stick to the little things that are going to take you where it is you're trying to go. All right, that was a beautiful grinded out win. And you can feel the emotion, you can feel the triggers, you can feel that, hey, look, we a lot of people talking shit, a lot of people talking a whole lot of noise, but at the end of the day, you cannot, and it proves my point. It proves the point that I made to you just 2 days ago on this very same channel, all right? You can't simulate. I don't care who knows the signs or who knows the game plan. I'm 1,000% sure that Penn State knew these runs were coming. There was nothing they could do. Absolutely nothing they could do. At some point, you had to stop it, all right? As far as moving forward, it's going to be interesting because the DMV was well represented on that field last night. Not only, everyone talks about your Blake Corum and they talk about Caleb Williams, but the interior linemen, I believe Penn State had a Gonzaga guy from Maryland, from the DMV, and then Michigan had Cam Good, who was a former St. John's guy, Chris Jenkins, former Good Counsel guy, which is my alma mater. And it was just, you know, my chest is poking out with a little pride this morning, seeing that the DMV was well represented in some major college football. And, you know, we got the big matchup coming up this week of this recording. We got the big matchup again. It's the Mather versus Good Counsel in that WCAC championship. And then listen, this is what this game is all about. This is what this time of year is all about. I'm pretty sure if you go back to this channel a year ago, I was talking about the same type of thing, the same consistency, the same grinded out wins, and the way that the game teach, whether you make it to the league or not, whether you make it to the NFL or not, whether you make it to some major college program or not, the game, when the game is taken seriously, when you teach people how to compete, when you teach people how to grind out these wins, the game teaches so many life lessons, so many business lessons, so many things that you can gather from this game, and watching how people dial in and discipline themselves, and they just fucking compete, man. Just fucking compete. Go out there and fucking compete, all right? Whew. That felt good. That was a good one. That was a good win. That was a good run and a good win. It got me motivated. I was planning on only doing 3 miles today, but, you know, there's just the thinking about that. You pushed me to another mile. Pushed me to another mile today, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker. Checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.